We're here today at the Putnam County Tractor Show in Greencastle, Indiana, and we come across this really neat case. I talked to the owner. He's not here right now, but he says it's a 1936, I think, Case RC. And it was bought originally in this area, which is kind of unique as it has a single front tire and it has the steering which goes over the top of the radiator, just like an F20 or a John Deere or pretty much everybody else. Most cases have the steering kind of has the bar over to the side, so I thought that was kind of a unique part of the tractor. It has a Waukesha 4-cylinder engine, little flathead in there. He started it up and this thing runs really sweet. He crank started it and it just purrs. Here's something that I thought was really cool here. You can see where the pulley, this is the sheave for the pulley, and as it wore through the belt, it fell down and went back there and they just left it. Isn't that neat? So, walk around this guy here. Somebody thought a lot of this tractor because it's got a almost brand new set of Titan tires on it. Has a official burlap sack seat cover. I like that. The acme of comfort here. How'd you like to grip onto that all day? Little bitty steering wheel there, cast iron. It's hot today, and so is that steering wheel. It does have fenders on it, which for the time was kind of an unusual option. And I'm still kind of confused on what's going on. I mean, there's the drawbar, and that's a roller. Then it has this thing here, and I don't know what that is for. If I got an idea, I'd love to hear it. Got an adapter for the PTO. This was made before they had the ASE standard on all the PTOs. You know, if it's probably, I think in the early 50s, they all decided they needed to be 540s or 1000s, and they all had to be this. Before then, they had all different spline counts, diameters, and all that. So there was a sometimes the standards for things, you know, this kind of predates that. Of course, this has got cut down wheels on it, which is, you know, originally came out with steel wheels, and they've cut the steel rims off of there and put the rubber tires and the rims on there. Back, I heard stories of guys that did, the Goodyear man or the Firestone man, they would come down to the farm and cut them steel wheels off the tractors and weld them rims in there. They had a little jig that they did it, and I've seen some articles where they've, you know, it shows them how to do it, but they wouldn't even take them off the tractor. They would do it, and I've seen these, and they just run just as true as they could, you know, but they would have it on a truck, and they would bring the welder out and weld them right on the farm. There's the brake system. Looks like it's got I would assume it has a band brake that has a drum in there, and it pulls that band tight around it, and got a pulley, which this is kind of cool. It has a pulley brake. You know, I've had some of those where they don't have that brake on there, and you can't hardly get them to stop until you stop the tractor completely. gooseneck there to get the exhaust to come up in the right spot. But really neat piece. I don't know why this tractor would be in this part of the country, because more or less they sold these like in vegetable farming areas and stuff like that, you know, in the South. And here in good old Indiana, corn is king, so they would use, I mean, it worked for row crops, but they did have a dual front wheel option, which was much more popular. And it would have, instead of having the over top steering, it would have the steering on the side with the bar that goes back to the steering box, not unlike an SC case would have. So we talked to the owner, and the owner's dad was here, and mother, I think, and they said, oh, that's just the way it was. So like I said, this is a Case RC 1936. And that completes our walk around for this unit.